Okay. Welcome to SNN episode 2, where I just have to talk shit and fuck around and make the news into a happier than normal situation. Which means sometimes I talk shit. And I could get definitely clipped out of context and look bad. And, yeah. But hey, it's in the name of my channel. I just wanted to say that right away. Sarcastic, motherfucker. So, some of the things that I'm saying, if I say evaporate people, then I'm probably being fucking sarcastic. Just wanted to throw that out there. For the one person who threw me a comment on my channel page for no reason, thinking that, I don't know, man. It seemed like they're trying to take me out of context or some shit. I don't know. I don't know if like is sarcastic like fucking cross. Is that just an English thing? I've always wanted to ask someone who isn't from America. Does sarcasm exist outside of English speaking? Because it seems like people who are second language English do not fucking understand sarcasm. So sorry if you don't understand it, but that's what this is. Look it up. But anywho. So I have the chrono trigger going on in the background. I hope that doesn't get me copyright striked or anything, but it's kind of one of those things where I just don't like to be completely in dead silence. I also have like a fucking running brick going or some shit. I'm actually gonna change it because I don't like it as much. Whatever. Anyway. So, here to go through the headlines of the week and just kind of let's see where we go. We'll go with it. Mike, you better fucking stop. God. You know what Mike rhymes with. Anyway. So, the first thing I see, how Pam Bondi has reshaped the Justice Department. Now, before I even read the article, I could pretty much tell you. Go on Fox News, say that you're gonna do something, make a bunch of weird claims, hand people a fucking binder full of bullshit, and have them take a photo shoot and ruin their credibility. And then continuously go on Fox News, rinse, repeat, continuously Fox News, Fox News, Fox News. I have the files. Wait, no, I didn't. Actually, you can't see it. It's child porn. Actually, the shit got released. It's probably even fucking worse. But it definitely sure the fuck is more to it than she said and suggested, like we all knew. So, shocker. Shocker, shocker. Pam Bondi. So anyway, that's how she reshaped the Justice Department. They go after people who talk bad about Israel because that is a priority of America. Thank you, Pam. They love it very much. She's likely to. Let me actually read the fucking article. Okay, let me be a little bit professional about this shit. Attorney General Pam Bondi is set to testify before the House Judiciary Committee on Wednesday, where she's likely to face questions about the let's not even say that name. About the Steen files, the Minnesota immigration crackdown, and the attempt to prosecute several of President Trump's perceived political enemies. And yet they literally did that in the last, all the January 6th motherfuckers had to get pardoned, okay? Some of them were probably going to rot in jail for like 20 years. I think one of them was anyways. And, like what has Pam Bondi done? Nothing. But that's a great job, you know what I mean? Because I know the way Trump thinks. And this is the way he thinks, and this is the way a lot of men think, and unfortunately it's just going to take over. But he's thinking with another head, bro. Thinking with another head. Because Pam Bondi's a little bit older, but like not too old, and like he's the president, so he could probably fucking, in his mind, he thinks like he can bang her, So make you attorney general. My dick. And that's really what he wants it to happen at some point, So he's just gonna leave her in there until he makes a move and she says no, and then she's fucking fired. Or he makes a move and she says yes, and in which case, then we're never gonna see the end of her and her Fox News career will pick up no matter what. Whether she gets fired during this administration or not, that's a sure thing. I don't even think she has to blow Trump to get that to happen. She's already on there enough. So, good job, Pamela Bondi. For fucking nothing, by the way. You've done no deep state arrests, none of that. But go after the anti-Semitism on college campuses because you're really impacting the average American citizen, because that's what we want. And you know, the average American citizen is just so focused on the Middle East, and even the ones that actually really are, you know, outside the sarcasm a little bit, even the ones that actually are. It's like, bro, it's second to us. It's like, we have our fucking lives, okay? We can't be sitting there just like, stop dead in our track. I can't go to work today because this something just happened. Israel bombed another fucking country. Or some countries being bad to Israel and da-da-da-da-da. Like, no. Even as Americans, we have to put that shit second, okay? But there are people that it seems like they get frozen in their track. That's the only thing they do. Like a Ben Shapiro or something, where literally, I swear to God, that's his only view. You could agree with him on every other view on Earth, but if you disagree with him on that, he will fucking hate you. He'll call you an anti-Semite. You're the worst person in the world. And the fucking song continues. And he'll say all the same shit that the liberals would say to cancel you, but now it's the anti-Semite, anti-Jewish. That's Ben Shapiro, bro. If you agree with every other thing he says. And I'm not being sarcastic about that, okay? I'm just saying it in a very, you know, whatever you want to say, facetious way, but like, no. Like, I'm dead serious on that shit. Like, you can agree with every other thing, but if you don't agree with one thing with him, he's like, who are you to me? You're dead to me. And I'll fucking, yeah, he's pretty much he's one of them guys. So let's see, So, FBI releases photos and video of potential suspect in Guthrie disappearance. Now, this is kind of a fucked up story, I guess. The 84-year-old mother of, I'm trying to see, of a reporter, Savannah Guthrie, who's the co-host of Today Show, literally got kidnapped from her house, and I don't know. So anyway, the point is that that's going on right now. It's a big story. A lot of people are talking about it. It's fucked up, obviously, but I just feel with all the other things that are going on, you know, I really do wish this person well, and hopefully they can kidnap the motherfucker who kidnapped her, you know, and get her back safe, and kidnap him and put him in the fucking, you know, jail where he fucking belongs. But as far as I'm concerned, yeah, all the other things it does actually seem organized, and there's something weird about Arizona lately, okay? I don't think I need to really say too much more about that, but we all know, you know, there's some weird businesses out there, and that claim to be Christian conservative groups, and then go on like it's nothing after their leader gets shot. Like, don't talk about that. An impossible story is what it must be, because that's what Kash Patel said, and Kash Patel was his friend. Like, really? Because someone's your friend, you're just gonna trust their story even when it's completely full of holes? Bullshit? But that's Erica Kirk right there. Let's trust Kash Patel's entire story. His head's fucking filled with holes, riddled with holes, okay? More holes than in fucking George Washington's, you know, when he crossed the Delaware and he has that jacket famously, I think that's when it was from, or whatever, that coat full of bullet holes that somehow all missed him. Hers is all full of holes. Every, like, just the whole vibe, everything. Whoa. You know what I mean? Like, people who keep asking questions should never be treated like that by an innocent individual. If you're innocent, you should not be treating motherfuckers with legal letters and everything. So, I don't know. I'm not saying you guys did it, but I just think that the people that did it, you're like, well, I would rather stay cool with them than, you know, and get their constant money flow. than, you know, actually get mad at them, break ties over the fact that they murdered my motherfucking husband. That's not big of a deal to me. That's why that bitch is just so cold-blooded. I don't trust her one bit. No, I'm sorry. No one can convince me otherwise. I mean, the first two addresses she did, I honestly didn't think were that bad. I think, well, not, well, okay, maybe not the first thing she did, but I remember she just talked by his chair, and I thought that was genuine. And then I saw the memorial thing. I thought it was somewhat genuine, but I don't know. Ever since then, I've just been like, what the fuck is up with this way? Her behavior is so weird, and everybody can be like, oh, you shouldn't judge someone's behavior. Everybody mourns different. This bitch mourns different than anyone else I've ever fucking seen, okay? Give me the ability to mourn like Erica Kirk, okay? Like, seriously. Without being guilty. Okay, and if she, and I'm not saying she's guilty, but I'm just saying that the only people I've seen mourn like that usually are guilty of or complicit in the death, or at least just happy it happened. It was like, oh, good, this is a step in the right direction for my life, even if you didn't have anything to do with it. You just might have been happy that this is what occurred. Like shit, I thought I'd have to be married to him for, you know, for another 10 years and squeeze him dry for half, but now actually I can just get everything. I mean, it could be just that. But either way, the vibe's not right. You are not passing the vibe check. You lost that fucking public opinion, you know, like, vibe check. Okay? Whatever you want to call it, Erica Kirk. Just wanted to say that on the real news network right there. Not being sarcastic for that one, because what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't act like that, okay? Like, I mean, I swear to God, if someone shot my mom or something, and shot a family member or something, right? And I just keep telling everybody, like, you just stop asking questions about that, though. You know, they said the guy who did it shot her with the shotgun. And it's like, yeah, but all the evidence, like, I mean, there was no shotgun shells. All the evidence proves that it had to have been a smaller gun. I'm just like, stop. Like, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that if I actually wanted to know who? So, Erica Kirk, pretty much anyone that you're battling at this point that is just in asking questions, you look like a fucking guilty party to, whether you are or you aren't. You look like you're at least happy it happened. You look like it. Look like. Okay? Allegedly look like. Whatever words you want to say, because I want to make it clear, like, you know, I'm not accusing you of shit. Except for giving people bad vibes, which you have. Okay? And I'm sorry, you can't fucking sue me for telling you how you make people feel. You make people feel that way, and people are analyzing your behavior like that. Well, maybe your behavior's fucking weird. And it already is. And I'm sorry, I kind of don't think you can make up for it now. You can't come back crying a few months later, I miss him again. I mean, I don't know. It did seem genuine, that first address, you know? But now I even look back at that memorial, and I'm like, what the fuck? But anyway, I'll stop on that rabbit hole, because that'll probably, you know, that's another thing to get demonetized for sure. Certain buzzwords and keywords I'm trying not to say. You might have noticed that earlier when I stopped myself from saying one of them. Well, I said it anyway, but yeah, stopped myself from saying it again. Anyway, Cash Patel, though, he's gonna catch. He's on the case of this Nancy Guthrie, you know, which I was initially trying to talk about. But he's on the case, and so, you know, if he's on the case, that means, well, who the fuck knows? If probably she won't be found alive. I mean, I hate to say it, but, like, who knows? You know, I mean, you never know. But I know that he's not the. You know, I mean, I would personally rather have, like, a fucking animal control person on the case handle the case. I would rather have local animal control handle the case of the kidnapping of my mother than have Cash Patel do it. I'm going to be dead. Like, the sarcasm is gone now on this episode, okay? As part of this, like, because I have to just put it to you in the realest way possible. I would rather, say it into my mic, looking into my camera, I would rather have the local animal control department handle my disappearance than Cash Patel's FBI. And, you know, he probably is not the worst FBI director. He's probably the best, actually. You know, so even with saying everything I just said, he might be the best. But being the best FBI director, I mean, come on. We're going with J. Edgar Hoover, and, you know, and he was the beginning of it. He's the beginning of them, okay? They're all just... Yeah. Anyway. It's a sad situation. I do hope that she gets found, though. And I'm sure that if she does, that Kash Patel won't act... He won't act like he's personally taking credit. He wouldn't do that. Anyway. DHS faces funding deadline, and courts fast-track Somali asylum seeker hearings. Wow. Man, you ever know someone who truly needs to come into the country? They might actually have like a disability, but they have the money or something, and they truly need to get into the country. So there's certain people I know who need to get into the country, but they will fast-track people from Somalia who like literally they were like on a fucking no-fly list to come to the U.S. I think at one point, or at least people who are in that area in areas of Sudan or some shit like that. Okay, I'm trying to remember exactly, but it's like some terrorist group that's from Somalia, but they put Sudan on the list because I guess they moved over there, but they're fucking still chilling in Somalia, and there's terrorists still chilling there, and it's just... not saying that all of them are, but you're gonna bring in a bunch of people from a country where there's terrorist attacks. You're probably gonna bring in some terrorists, so yeah, I don't know why they have to fast track the Somali shit. But, this is happening under Trump. So the guy who is going to stop this, I wonder, will more people actually come in legally than he deports as illegals? Probably. Because he is a all talk, no action bullshitter, which is exactly what he accused Hillary Clinton of. But I have no fucking problem in the 5th year, or now I think we're entering the 6th year of his president's second term now. Well, I mean, 6th year, and it's his second term. And he just, like, all these people have gone after him. He's unveiled the curtain. He knows what is going on, and he hasn't done shit. He's only sided with them. So, yeah. That's the guy you're still going to go with? Well, if you're still going to go with that guy, I know that you're the kind of person that believes in fucking fairies and pixies, and the Easter Bunny will come to your goddamn door, and I'm sure, yeah, you believe in all types of bullshit, okay? Because, wow. Now, I'm talking about man-made human myths, okay? I'm not talking about reality, okay? When we find inscribed into ancient stones thousands of years ago the teachings, I can totally respect anyone who believes religions that go that way, which is nearly every sane one. But let's remember the Church of Scientology and shout them out really quick, because they have only books of a fiction writer. And I guess we could shout out the Mormon Church too, because they were formed about 100 years prior to that. And I don't know too much about the founder, even though I grew up Mormon. I know that well, I mean, I actually know quite a lot about him, but I guess I don't know too much about politically what he was aligned with. They don't know even really if he had a lot of wives. I mean, it seems to be the way the church went directly after him, but I don't know. We know for sure he had one. And I don't even remember why the fuck I was talking about it, but oh yeah. I guess I'm just shouting out the churches that are newly formed. Yeah. So the point is yeah, he made. But I've heard the claim that he made it to the highest level of Freemasons that you can even make, and he ended up getting shot and killed with his brother, in prison, because that's how the conditions were back in the 1800s. Don't go to fucking prison back then, bro. They'll fucking. That's worse than a death sentence, dude. We're gonna hold you in prison overnight, and like they say that to Joseph Smith. He's like, oh shit. Then they just sentenced me to death, even though they said some other words. But that's the same fucking thing that happened. But let me get back on to the story. It's hard to stay focused, because there's a lot of things you can unwind, and sometimes you just end up unwinding that. But let's Buddhist monks have a 15-week peace walk. Oh, it just ended in Washington, D.C. Oh, I wasn't even a part of it. Why didn't they tell me anything about that? So, obviously walking is going to bring peace to the world. You gotta walk around, and hopefully they didn't even have signs saying that there was peace. So I guess people are just gonna have to just notice, well, these guys were really peaceful that walked through. You know, they walked through the ghetto, maybe got mugged and shit, but as long as they handled it with grace and respect and peace and dignity, these men spread their message well. Oh, they did. Damn, that's a far walk, too. They apparently did. Maybe I'm not in quite the Joker mood today. I don't know. I like to unwind things sometimes. And, I just in a weird criticism from someone who I don't know who the fuck it is. And kind of just like, go fuck yourself, buddy. I do things my way. But admittedly, there's days where I kind of, you know, I'm more loose than others. You could tell, I'm sure. The slurs will make it very fucking evident. And, then, you know, I slur a lot just in general, though, when I'm talking and being you know, fucking around. But, you know, when I'm more looser, I might be, you know, a little bit more sarcastic about things. I think everything might be a little bit more beautiful of a story, even if it's a horrible story. I mean, there's a story last week where a man put his head in the fucking fryer at Olive Garden and died of the burns. Now, that is a psychotically crazy way to kill yourself. Now, if you want it to be the most brutal way to kill yourself ever, he fucking got it. Like, I don't know what it was. I actually wonder what he was thinking. He was just like, gonna kill myself, but it ain't gonna be a normal way, man. These motherfuckers are responsible. Maybe that's what he was thinking. Like, oh, these motherfuckers that I work with are responsible for me feeling this way, so they're gonna see it. But you have to be a hardcore, crazy bastard to put your head into a fucking deep fryer, bro. I get my pinky grazed by a splash on my fucking pinky over the nail, and it fucking burns. And this guy puts his whole head in there, Jesus. And then it's like he died. Yeah, of course he died. Even if he fucking pulled it out immediately. Christ, what the like? Picturing that scene is so gross, and just realizing you just have to have been so fucked in the head to even go through with that. You had to have been. And the thing that is the very weirdest thing about this, look it up. What the sheriff says. We're not going to tell you any information on this. It was a suicide attempt. Now, I'm sorry, buddy, but if the motherfucker dies on his attempt, then it's no longer an attempt, okay? Unaliving attempt. Shit, I just said the word, didn't I? Well, this is definitely going to be age restricted, 100%, definitely. Bullshit that's going to happen, but it's going to happen. Well, that's life, though, you know? You just say one word, like I'm saying, started to. I remember they actually made it impossible to say a fucking guy's name who was like some confidential source to Trump. Or, I mean, on the phone call when Trump got impeached the second time, there was this guy's name, and I remember his name. Want me to say it? Well, I certainly remember that last name. It was I won't say it all. Fuck that. I'm already getting age restricted for sure for this. But Austin 316 says I just whooped your fucking ass, so whatever. Gonna be like that, then bullshit, and I don't agree, but it is what it is. I'm just covering topics, okay? When I talk about people deciding to take their own life, that's not me, okay? I'm not encouraging that behavior. Why would I? I'm not, I'm not working for the state of Israel. If I was, then it'd be like, Gaza over there, it's just, that's what they probably would encourage. But at the same time, do they really want to encourage that type of... Would they want to encourage you to take your own life? And they could take your life? I mean, I think they would prefer to kill you. So, don't deprive them of that. That's definitely something that you don't want to deprive Israel of, Gazans. So if you take your own life, they're going to be a little bummed out because they didn't get to. And, let's just see. Let's go through a little bit more news. I'm just pissed off because I think I'm going to get age restricted and I'm just starting this shit. And it's hard to follow these fucking rules, man. I can't say certain words. Grow the fuck up, YouTube. Grow the fuck up. Seriously, it's pointless. And the bigger the channel is, the more you can get away with it, which is also bullshit. Okay? Why can't I have a small channel and still be able to say a fucking word? A word. I've seen shit get away. There's fucking porn probably on YouTube. I see animals battling to the death on YouTube. All this shit. And there's violence. There's definitely people getting killed on YouTube. But yet, if I say a word, you people say age restricted. And it's like, at least age restrict that other shit too. And you do with maybe some of it, but barely. Barely. You're way more focused on the fucking words. You know it. You know it. And I'm talking shit straight to you, YouTube algorithm. Why? I don't know why you care more about the words than what you see on the screen. What you see on the screen, someone could blow their fucking head off, and I swear you don't have as much of a problem with it as me saying that they did it and saying the official descriptive word to describe what that is. But that's how it's gay, it's fake, it's lame, it's whatever. We could call it whatever. Now, let's see. I will go to different news because man detained for questioning in the 2-3 case. Well, hopefully I get the guy. Like I said, I don't have any reason to really be sarcastic on that. I don't want to, DOJ fails to indict in case about Democrats' video about refusing illegal military orders. Fuck. Let me unwind this. I have to read more to even understand it. President Donald Trump has accused 6 Democrat lawmakers of seditious behavior after they urged members of the military and intelligence communities to refuse unlawful orders. Well, if it's unlawful orders, how the fuck are they the ones being seditious? Sorry, Trump, but I used to ride your bandwagon for so long, man. But if that's what they said, now I do realize I'm reading NBC, so they could be totally mischaracterizing it. And by the way, actually, before I even go any further, let's just read more. Because there's a good chance that I could mischaracterize it, and they're just totally lying, because that's what they do. Okay, the Trump administration has tried and failed Tuesday to indict Democrat lawmakers over a video urging members of the military intelligence not to comply with unlawful orders. Yeah, I'm going to look at the video. Fuck that. I want to see exactly what was said. Did they say something worse? Because they usually do. And I'm not a Trump ball rider, but Democrats, they have literally called for violence so many fucking times. And then they have the balls to accuse Trump of inciting January 6th. Great. Show me the fucking video. So now they're not showing me the video. Now I'm taking Trump's side on this, actually. Because if they're not going to show me... If Yeah. Yeah, they won't show me the video. I'm sure I could find it if I really cared enough. I don't. But I'll just say this. If NBC wanted to convince me that what they were saying is true, that these lawmakers were not... They only said don't follow something that's an order against the law, which they shouldn't anyways. If you swear by the Constitution, then I don't think you can do that anyways. But either way, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Thank you. I just want to keep reiterating. Last week I was so happy when he went and sued Trevor Noah, or threatened to. Now, this is what they're doing, bro. Trying to sue senators and congressmen. And it's like, that's a good idea if it's for actual fucking things that matter, okay? Even if they're doing a video and they're trying to incite people, you should probably go after them. But what about the people who already committed crimes against you, man? You just gonna let that go? I guess you are. Miriam Adelson gave you money, so that's not even a thought, is it? Well, you know what, Miriam Adelson, you're the president of the United States. Just thought you should know that. You do know that, probably. I'm sure that your husband knew he was the president when he was alive, too. And I'm sure you guys have had a gigantic say in politics in this country for a long time, despite the fact that you basically will not admit that you like the United States as your favorite country. I mean, Trump joked and laughed about it and said that. But that probably means she likes Israel more. Probably. I don't know, man. She's your biggest donor, and now suddenly you do everything that Netanyahu wants you to do. Probably? Yeah, fucking yeah. Anyway, yeah. I don't got much more to say on that. It's kind of who the fuck knows kind of thing. Fuck out of here. Go to CNN. They're always honest with their news, you know. See what their breaking news is. Um, so still talking about that. Nancy Guthrie over and over. Yeah, I know. It's all they want to talk about. ABC. Trump's been getting on ABC lately, and since Trump's been getting on my fucking nerves lately, I think I'm gonna look at ABC. They're actually saying something about the Epstein files. Let's see. Questions swirl over a redacted 2009 email with the subject line Trump. That's all you're gonna fucking talk about? The subject line reads Trump. The date is October 4th, 2009. The email is from criminal defense attorney Jack Goldberger to his client Epstein. Epstein forwarded to his associate. To Allen, some Trump's attorney, redacted. And he arranged a 20-minute phone conference with Trump and Brandon Lau of deposition following what discussed. What the fuck? The rest of the message is entirely redacted by a black rectangle. Something to do with Trump and lawyers, and that's what they're focused on. Dude, bro, there is like the nastiest shit in some of these emails. They're talking about cannibalism. They're talking about fucking. Definitely, there's definitely some sort of, you know, PDF files, as they say. The whole ring of it, and it was definitely happening in his house. There's shit in there saying that he, you know, people saw a double get put into the fucking thing, and then there's that weird drone footage that was shot supposedly a couple days afterwards where it showed a guy who looked exactly like him right after they just reported he died, and it's all sus as fuck, man. You can't trust what the media tells you anymore. You just can't do it. They're full of shit. They lie. And they fucking probably steal, too. They're stealing a lot of fucking brain cells from people. That's for damn sure. Killing them. Murdering them. New study examines possible risk factors linked to childhood food allergies. What do you think's causing childhood food allergies, bro? When did that come on the rise? Was it around the same time as that in 1988? The new schedule, the new scene schedule, the new Maxine schedule, and then suddenly fucking all kinds of chronic diseases and allergies went through the fucking roof. This was my generation had to get murdered by that. I really look at a lot of the autistic people around my age and wonder, was it the pokes that did it to you? I really wonder. Dead ass serious. No sarcasm. I fucking wonder. But when I see a study like this, what are they going to blame it on? It's going to be some stupid shit. Now, a new study has found that as many as 1 in 20 children may develop a food allergy. Now, what the fuck? If you're allergic to something, doesn't that mean you just have it? How do you develop an allergy? Explain something like that to me. It even is true for me in my life with milk. There was a time where I could eat milk all the time. Now, if I drink a glass of it, it'll make me shit constantly. What is that? How do you develop an allergy? I don't think it's natural. Even though I've experienced it, I still don't think it's natural. I think it's some shit that's in the food or the water or in the air that's making this shit happen. Because I think normally allergies are things that you are always allergic to. Allergens in the air, pollens, certain chemical ingredients. Sure, but what the fuck? How can we ignore this elephant in the room here? Like, there's just so many more people allergic and so many more allergies than there used to be, and so many more people are allergic, and it's so younger, and then they develop it. Like, sometimes they start out not allergic, and then by the age of 6 they are. What the hell? Don't take any of them anymore, okay? Don't take any of these mandatory things anymore. Just to put someone in school where they're gonna get brainwashed anyways. Fuck school too. Just, you don't need it to do the homeschooling. That's the best way to go, honestly. It is. And I avoided sarcasm a lot of this episode just because there's real shit that needs to be said from time to time. But there is some sarcasm up in here because it's my style. But let's laugh at the shit they're saying. Delayed introductions of food like eggs, fish, fruit, and peanuts. Identifying as black and having both, and having Barrick. Wait, what the fuck? Some of the I gotta read this again because I just tripped myself out. According to the study, some of the major risk factors included early allergic conditions such as asthma and eczema. Antibiotic use in the first month of life. Well, I understand that. In the first month of life, why the fuck are you on antibiotics, man? Unless you're dying. Having parents with food or related allergies. Delayed introduction to food like egg, fish, plants, and peanuts. Identifying as black or having parents who migrated before birth. So if you identify as black, you have more chance to have allergies? And this doesn't even say if you're actually ethnically black. This says if you... if I identify black right now, I automatically, according to this study that's bullshit, which I laughed at right away because we all know what's really causing it, and it rhymes with Maxine, but this study... oh my god, it's way more pathetic than I even thought it was going to be in the first place. My God, I'm sorry. I just I'm a little. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just this shit that I'm saying. I mean, minor risk factors. It's a minor risk if you're male. Birth via C-section. Being firstborn and certain skin barrier related genetic differences. Now that sentence made a little bit more different, or made a little bit more sense. I was gonna make fun of it, but that sentence actually made a little bit more sense because it's like, okay, maybe certain people of different races are more likely to be allergy prone. Sure, especially if you grew up around certain things and then you come to an area that has these fucking weird ass pollens. You're probably, yeah, of course. So that doesn't, but when they say identify as black, that is the propaganda bullshit that they throw in there. So, since I'm a white, straight male, I'm Satan, so I have to, right away, I'm not, sorry, I'm black. I've always been black, actually. Look in my records, I had a black uncle, and, there's a lot of blackness to me. I'm just all about black, Doesn't really matter where my parents were born. Don't ask. Ignore one of those flags back there. Not the American one, though. The other flag is not where I'm from. Actually, if it's backwards, then maybe you're onto something, because it's orange, white, and green. We're from a French-speaking African country over there. Côte d'Ivoire. Ivory Coast. Don't fuck around, bro. That's clearly my lineage. So, because of I identify as being Ivory Coastan, whatever the fuck the name of that is, Ivory Coast man. Since I've identified as one of them, my risk has gone up for allergies. No more white privilege on the allergy front. Fuck you, NBC News, for trying to make, or ABC News for trying to make me feel bad about that. All right. Oh my god, Paramount's trying to buy Warner Brothers. Yeah, dude. a monolithic company trying to buy a fucking major company. And it's just, there's nothing to see there. You know? Nothing to see there. I mean, at least during Bill Clinton's presidency, they at least pretended like they were putting monopoly people on trial, like Bill Gates, who was clearly doing a lot of underhanded shit to go after his competition. But, you know, at least they made a show trial of it. They don't even do that anymore. Nah, no need. Fuck that. Warner Brothers want to get you. Paramount, come on, man. We're gonna buy you. We're gonna try to buy you. Warner Brothers, you already own fucking half of TV, and we own the other half, and we're gonna buy you. And I wonder what little country in the Middle East that will help. Sorry, I don't know where that little last spat came from. Oh, okay. Trump says his great ballroom will be used for future presidential inaugurations. Well, that's up to whoever decides that, which I don't think is actually Trump. And, yeah, I don't really have anything to say about that. Yeah, he's renovating it. Good. Renovate the country, Trump. You talk about how shitty the infrastructure looks. You're spending all this money and you're handing it to all these people and giving weapons to all these people. Why can't our roads look a little bit better, man? Why? Is that too? But I guess it is too much to ask, because a missile really needs to go into innocent people. I'm selfish when I think of how shitty our streets look. When I look at a place like Boston, it's like the capital of like all the smart people area, you know, fucking Harvard and Yale and, you know, just a lot of shit in Cambridge, Massachusetts and Boston area. And you look and the infrastructure is just shit. Complete shit. And this is where people from all kinds of other countries come to study, come to study to get their education. And it looks like garbage. But you know what? We got to deal with it. And those people, tourists that are coming to stay here, have to deal with it. Because you know what's more important? Bombing the shit out of Russia. And bombing the shit out of the Middle East. And we don't know who we're going to bomb in the Middle East. We're just going to do what Israel says. Okay? And when I say we, I have no fucking choice. The American taxpayer doesn't choose where our money goes. Okay? I just want everyone over there that's a Middle Eastern to remember, we don't choose where it goes, okay? These geniuses at the top do, that we absolutely fucking hate. We hate them. We don't choose where they put our money, and it always goes to blowing up somebody or killing somebody. It's so much more fucking important. So I'm just selfish. Every time I run over a bump and it should be paved over, things should be, at least I know when I hit that crack in the road and I have to now, you know, pay for a new tire, at least I know that the money that didn't go on fixing that blew someone to shit in a foreign country over a conflict I didn't care about. Thank you so much, and good night. From the Sarcastic News Network, this is Alex Lee, signing off.